we have been cut. Maybe it was too long. I don't know how long we spoke, and there is a limit of time. And so I don't know if Ora is still here. I would love to say bye-bye and just to have a little word to close this animated session together. So Ora, are you still here? Because we have been cut. It was like done. No, let's see how I gonna found. Yes. It was so weird. I think maybe it was because it was more than an hour. I don't know if
Oh,
limited on time.
I think so. Maybe, Yasmina, I don't know. Maybe that's the case. And it's so nice to be able to circle back with you so that we can have close.
You know, I'm not paranoid, but I was like, maybe we are, because I know I'm censored right now until the 27th of November. I know that. I cannot have income from badges for the orphanage and all that because, you know, I posted things that were against the guideline and, you know,
Well,
are being...
sorry, fact checker police, if we said anything to offend. I'm so sorry if I said anything that was my truth that was out of the boundaries.
Yeah. Like yesterday I posted this, I did this live and I had my handpan and I had my ball that my friend offered to me and I was playing the ball, and when I posted that on YouTube, I got a message that they are checking because there is an infringement of copyright of Erika Badu.
Oh.
I don't know how to play, and when they give exactly the time, and the time was when I play the crystal ball.
And they thought you were wrong, that you weren't?
Yeah. That I was taking the right, that I was infringing the right of Erika Badu's song.
Oh my goodness. I feel like we're reduced. Don't you feel, Yasmina, that we're being reduced to children?
I was like, wow, I play, because I didn't know, at first I didn't know at what time it was. So I said, wow, I play so well that I play some notes of Erika Badu without knowing it. Me, I'm not a musician at all. So I would not even be able to reproduce any song. I don't know. And when I saw the time frame, I played it because on YouTube I can play if it shows the time frame. It was the crystal ball. And I was like, so I appeal. I don't know what's going to happen with that because...
Can you imagine? I mean, literally, I feel like we're being... I have to be careful with my words because I feel like we can't speak freely.
Like one of my followers sent me a message and she said, yeah, it's because of the bot about that, because I posted about that in my story. And she came back to me and it was writing, it's because of the boys. And me, I did not notice. And she came back to me and she said, you see, they put automatically boys instead of bots.
You know, there's clearly that you did wrong the first time, that you got, your hand slapped like a little child, like, oh, I mean, what could you possibly have said that was so terrible? And now you're literally playing with a sound bowl and you're being accused of something you didn't do. I mean, we have to laugh.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna see if I do it again.
So good.
It's beautiful, huh?
So good. I love it. Yeah, look at what it does energetically. It just puts us in this beautiful, calm state of mind. So here you are doing something so lovely, and you have to be careful that you shouldn't be doing that.
Imagine my surprise. Imagine my surprise when I went on the monetization, because I raised money for the orphanage with my YouTube video, and I saw you are, I don't know how they call that. I'm not, they don't delay or anything, but they're going to control and I can make appeal. So I appeal immediately. I was like, what is going on? I don't use a song. There is no music. There is nothing. It's just, when I saw it was a ball, I said, maybe she has the sound of the ball in one song, you know?
You know what, Yasmina, I don't think you're going to be able to figure it out, because we're living in very unusual times, as we know.
So I was like, wow, I play so well.
I love that you and I can laugh. We can laugh because it doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah, it's
also,
like,
it really is. But I really hope that people that are listening really realize that the most important thing is for us to just feel free to express ourselves, and able to have these conversations, and to be able to come together and share our thoughts. You know, this isn't about opinions or hardcore beliefs. This is about just sharing our thoughts, and really sharing them with the ability to hear one another. Do you know? That's what I'd like.
Yeah.
Be able to hear one another without rushing to judgment, without being critical, without putting each other in these little boxes.
Yeah, with beautiful tags. I cannot stand tags. And when people tell me, oh, you are that, you are that, you are that. Poor them. It's because they are like that, but it's their world that is limited with tags and boxes. So they cannot go out of it. It's the only way of to have references. It's so narrow-minded.
It really is. And I want to say, you know, over the last 2 years, I really opened myself up, and I started to really follow people that were very different from me. I don't need to follow people that agree with me, or people that think like I think, or people that vote like I vote, or people that dress like I dress. I don't want that. I want to be able to open up my mind, open up my world.
It's like that we've been in touch.
That's how I found you on Instagram. We never would have connected.
Yes.
This is a time to really listen to somebody that might be of a different political party than you. Listen to somebody that might have a different opinion than you. And why don't you just really be open to hearing what they have to say? And hopefully they'll be open to hearing what you have to say. Do you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I really think we need to take it to a higher level of consciousness, you know? And this time that we're in right now is, for me personally, I think it's a spiritual awakening. It
is. It's clear. It's all about that. It goes with the Aquarian era we are started, and it's a logical following of the evolution of human race.
Right.
We not use our tool as this body, fantastic body that is part of nature, not connected with bigger nature and with our bigger nature invisible side. It's all about connecting with spirit to express our genius. It's a discovery of who we are exactly as human beings, a dimension that is multidimensional. This is for me something evident since I'm very young. It's fabulous when you have this consciousness. You are like, wow, well, I am in Wonderland. I'm appreciating my life. I'm excited about that. You found things beautiful all around you, anywhere you are. It's like, it's fabulous. Just the fact to have this body.
Yeah.
Just that, you know,
not to be in fear. You have to really acknowledge that we're coming out of a phase, but be very mindful of what you listen and who you listen to and what words are they using. We were in a 2-year holding pattern of a lot of fear that was coming at us daily. Be afraid, be in fear. Be afraid of dying, be afraid of getting sick. You know, this is programming.
Oh yeah, and
we don't need to live like that. You know,
I try to make this relative, to demystify that in my video. And you know, well, like, okay, you are afraid to die. You have to face one and for all that you're gonna die. This is a reality, you know. Physically, you're gonna die. So now, if you have another consciousness of your being, other than the physical one, bigger than that, wider than that. Like you are not afraid of dying. It's just your limitation. Your little box will make you afraid of dying because you were going to hand in a little box.
Right.
But if you are like aware of how it's possible that I'm seeing, how it's possible I'm speaking, how it's possible I'm thinking, how it's possible I can feel, how this is possible, how it's possible I can create, how this is amazing, this all the senses and things. So when you are on that, you realize that it's because there is this big, you are the tip top of the iceberg, and you have this big part that you don't see, and this is also you, and this is fabulous, you know. This is
we are. This is who we are. We're extraordinary human beings, you know. And the thing about fear, be aware of who is telling you to be afraid. Are you afraid because you're deciding for yourself? You know, by the way, fear is something that we choose to accept. We can reject fear too.
And we can listen to fear as well. We can also decide that this is not part, the word itself is not part of our vocabulary.
No.
And feel the fear coming. Sometimes I feel the fear coming, but I decide, I immediately reverse to the thing. I take it like a positive energy to do a metamorphosis.
Yes, to confront your fear. Yeah. That's very, for me, if I'm like what you talked about, the feeling that you had yesterday, that was authentically something that you were feeling. If you're feeling fear, be with it and ask yourself, what is the fear that I'm feeling? Why am I feeling this fear? Excuse me. Is somebody telling me to be afraid? And if I'm telling myself to be afraid, what am I telling myself to be afraid about?
And what is that fear, what is the situation that I envision, that I imagine that this fear can create, can be the result of that? Because when you see that, you can decide with your mind to have another option, to make another issue. It's not obliged to be like that, but it's great to have this thing coming, to observe it, to feel it, and to create another, can say, reality, you know, another possibility, another way to get out of that,
yes. And you can. We've now come out of 2 years of being told to be afraid. We were told day in and day out to be afraid. That's an unnatural way to live. You're in a fight or flight state. It's highly unnatural. It produces high levels of cortisol. It produces a very an unnatural state of being. You know, we're not supposed to be in that state at all. So now, coming out of 2 years of it, ask yourself, do I want to continue being afraid? And again, is it my fear of dying? Is it my fear of getting something? Because I'm told that if I don't do this, I'm going to get this. And I think people don't out. I hope they know.
And this is when we see
this, you're going to get this.
Yeah.
And, oh, okay, because you told me that, I'm just supposed to believe you.
Yeah. And when we see, we take, you know, the opportunity when we feel fear coming, to see it. We know that fears, it's a low vibration.
It is.
When we are aware that we can be afraid, that we are afraid, if I can say, but it can be instantaneous when I practice this in so many years. When we are aware of the fear and what we can create with the imagination, we know that it's a low vibration. Immediately we take the same energy and we project with our imagination. That for me, as you say, it's image in action, how we put image in action. And we immediately take that energy, we observe it, we take it, we feel it, and immediately we use it to create something positive out of it, to be informed that a danger, very, very danger, and to be prepared to use it as our advantage, like an alert, okay? But also to create immediately something beautiful out of it, you know, like.
Shift it. You know, fear really is about, we're feeling a threat to our survival. That's what fear is. Fear is on a very survival level. That is a low survival vibration. You know, it's like you can't live your life every single minute of the day just focused on surviving.
Yeah.
That's all. You know,
Yeah.
back in the day,
The terrible stress. Yeah.
you know, and during, you know, we're not hunter gatherers. We're not living at a time where we had to go out and hunt for our food, and we were afraid that a saber-toothed tiger was going to jump out of nowhere and attack us. I want people to really look at what caused your fear over the last 2 years. What was the reason you were so afraid? Were you being told to be afraid, or did you decide to be afraid? And if you were told to be afraid, why were you so quick to believe it? Why did you, who is that person you talked about earlier, Yasmina, waiting to be saved, waiting, like you're waiting for the Messiah to come and save you?
Yeah, but you see, Ora, this has been imprint in people since so many generations from the religion, you know, and all that. And so there is always this kind of thing. Me, I'm happy that my parents never obliged me to go at church and all that, but to make my own and to really, because I never expected to have something outside of me to come and save me. I always understood, because I saw also my grandparents, how they were living in nature and taking care of themselves by themselves. They never had, when is what I always say, we had not a lot of money. So when we want things, we make them. That's it. There is no other way. So if we need protection, we found a way to protect ourselves as we can. We cannot count on someone else to protect ourselves. This is not working.
No.
We lose our inner power in doing that. We lose trust in the universe. You know, it's really deep, in fact.
I just really, you know, you talk about feeling creative, you know, when we're in the flow of creativity, we're allowing the flow to really come through us and to be able to create from that place. When you're in a state of fear, you're going to block the divine energy to come through you. So
Yeah.
I want to really emphasize that point, that we're really coming out of to me, it's like this tunnel of 2 years of being told to be afraid. Think about it. We've been told to be afraid. Now we can be liberated from it. That's why I want people to really wake up and realize they do not have to stay in a state of fear. It's arbitrary. You do not need to stay there. And we have an opportunity right now. This is an amazing time to be alive. We have an opportunity to really liberate ourselves from how we've been put in a holding pattern of fear for going on 2.5 years, and free yourself from it. You can free yourself right now, today, so that everything you hear moving forward, whether you hear it on the news, somebody tells you something, you're being told what to do, they tell you, you know, I'm not going to use those words because I don't want us to be censored. You know what I'm talking about. Be very mindful of what's going to come down the pike next. Just observe it and ask yourself, I don't have to give into that. That somebody's telling me that. I don't have to believe that that's true. I don't need to give up my sovereign state of fearlessness. Being fearless is a sovereign state to be in. We don't have to be told by somebody else that we should be in.
Yeah, you know, Ora, what is coming to me is that maybe all this is working for me. All these antagonist forces manifest like that, and the process we are in with this implementing fear and all is part of the process of evolution, spiritual evolution. And also maybe this is instilled in the masses, in the people, for them to use that way, okay, of you have to be afraid of that, there is that, is dangerous, that, but to use all these elements, this information, fearing, afraid, you know, like frightened information, to use them to test themselves, to use them to detach, to observe fear, and use this thing. When it's touched you, you read that or you listen to that and you feel, okay, I observe it, it's just for fear, to lower my vibration, and decided.
Right. And to give my power away so that I cannot make decisions for myself. and that I need someone else, a person who's in a position of authority. Think back to who was in positions of authority for the last 2 years.
Mm.
Who are we seeing again and again and again that was telling us what we had to do? And if we didn't do it, we were not going to be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that our natural immunity has any power whatsoever. We were told that it's a way of influencing your mind to think that you're weak, that your natural immune system isn't enough, that you're
Yeah.
not powerful enough to know that you're a healthy, sovereign human being, you know, and to be able to trust that you have everything. We're miracles. You know that. We're
Yeah.
miracles.
Yeah.
We are miraculous human beings that are capable of anything we put our mind to. So you take that truth and you juxtapose it to a influence outside of ourselves over here that's saying, no, you're not. No, you're not that. You're
Yeah, but
not.
Ora, this exists since decades, you know. It has been implemented by the media and all the system and the television, you know, or television and all that since a long time. So people have been trained to be like that, trained to be afraid. All the news, it's sensational, terrible, catastrophic news. It's
Yeah.
never the right good thing that happen in the world, beautiful, exciting things, amazing things that ordinary people are making in
Yeah.
their lives.
Can you imagine?
Never.
Can you
It's
imagine?
always about terrible things that happen, and they are excited to repeat this in circle and again and again and again. Why I don't have TV since more
And
than
that,
40 years?
as we
Because it's
say,
nonsense.
that stimulates your adrenals. You know, not to say that our adrenals have been blown out because we've been so overstimulated with fear that it
Yeah.
blows the adrenals out. So what do people do? They get addicted to watching the news so that they can watch all this bad news that puts them again in that heightened state of fight or flight. Where it's you know, be very mindful of how we are being conditioned, how we are being
You know,
programmed.
it's very well done because
Yeah, very.
because the human basic needs, there is a big list of them that has to be satisfied. One of them is the need of intensity. The need of intensity is one, it's really connected also to the soul, that needs to express, to be in creativity, to love, to with the heart, to create, to be enthusiastic, to be, you know, the need of intensity, if he is not satisfied by art or by relationships that really, like, you give to children, you create, you have an art expression, you are passionate about something, this is intensity. This is, you satisfy your need of intensity. This thing, some people are addicted to that because it satisfies their need of intensity that way, but this is a spiral going down.
Is
It's
that
not one elevate, you know.
but is that the only way people can feel alive?
Yeah,
You
it's that.
know, they need that intensity all the time, and they're feeding us that. That's the pablum. That's what they're feeding us, like a baby that's getting fed. Do you know, we're being fed that, so stop eating it. Just
Yeah.
stop eating it.
Yeah. Me, I understood that very young because I tell you, I don't have TV since I think more than 40 years. It was very hard with my kids. They wanted to have a TV. So now they're almost 50. So, you know, it's like, it's a long time. But I
Right.
felt it immediately. It was like parasiting me. It was like something that was disturbing my way to be grounded, my way to be with myself, my way to be in my passion, my way to be. I was like, no, I can't. I cannot watch that. I cannot even have the engine at home. It's disturbing. It's like going in my life. It's like intruding me. You know, I didn't want that. So it has been really well studied. Really, it's fascinating to observe how they
It
did
is.
that. You know, how
I
human created that.
So I think that in the days ahead, you know, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. We don't have a crystal ball. But what I'm sensing is that more people are going to wake up. I mean, I'm writing a book about that right now, about waking up. Do you know, more people are going to wake up, and they're going to begin to, again, lift the veils, you know, pull back the curtain, because they want to see what's really going on. And I really encourage people to do that. Do you know, it's an exciting time that we have this incredible opportunity right now. Each and every one of us has an opportunity to really know what I call the sacred truths of the universe. Do you know, we each have this opportunity to learn about what we're doing here. I personally, and I know you do, Yasmina, I find that really exciting. So I hope that people feel excited about wanting to know more, want to learn more. And what's beautiful about that is I love, like, our conversations when you and I talk. Oh my gosh, I mean, we could talk because we're sharing our insights, and we're sharing our visions, and we're sharing such beautiful information that we pass with each other. Do you know?
And like that is what I said before. We raise the frequency, not only for us, but for the collective. Is what I do with my followers in private messages.
Yes.
We are going deep in things, and we are sharing things intimate, and we are raising, because it's like things are like, we elaborate like something that goes, that is like evolving, escalating, but in a positive. And this morning I had this beautiful exchange with this woman in Canada, and it was like, wow, we never wanted to continue to answer by voice message to each of us. We did not even made a video. We were, and one thing that she was saying was making sense with something I lived, and I was sharing with her. And this, where it's a feeling we are creating something that was going up, going up, going up. And we're exciting to do a video together, her witnessing about this experience going to be really strong for a lot of people. And it's that, because when we do that, when we share about our intimacy without filters, really honest, with integrity, with authenticity about who we are not playing a role. We just witness about experiences very deep that we live. And sometimes it's not obliged to be extraordinary, really extraordinary experiences. It can be simple things, but that moved us, you know?
Yeah.
And to share that, we
Yes.
contribute to elevate, to raise the level of consciousness of the collective. And it's invisible, like the fact we are able to connect. It's invisible. You are not with a cable coming, you know, like that. It's fascinating, but it's effective. It's working. When you have a feeling, it's invisible. You feel. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing. It's in the we have, the humanity has to have awareness of its invisible dimension. This is what we are cut from. It's the sacred, the divine. The sacred, we can call it the divine, or the supreme intelligence, anything, or God, anything we want. But the connection to that, to be enthusiastic, with enthusiasm, mean embracing with God, mean, you know, to be in that. It's what humanity needs, and it has been so distracted by all the entertainment and all the product that we don't need, and all that, and all these things, that we have been cut to that source of, you know, just who we are.
Right. Yeah.
It was the point of the storyteller.
Yes.
Through their experience
Sit around a fire.
Yeah.
Fire, you know, our ancestors, storytelling, the art of storytelling. Do you know? Have this incredible opportunity now, today. I'm interested in today. You know, what visions can we move forward out into this amazing universe, this world that we're living in, this planet, the cosmos, you know, that we are the co-creators. We are the ones that are weaving this beautiful story. You know, nobody is doing it for us. We're doing it for ourselves, and we're doing it collectively. And I think exquisite time to be alive right now, because I can see that we have an opportunity to create our world, our new world. Okay.
Yeah, a better new world. Not
no,
a,
our new world. Exactly. It's, you know what's interesting, and I'm sharing about my new book, but I wrote New World Order. That word order is like a command. It's
yeah.
an order. You're being told what to do. No, no, no. We're not going to follow a new
And
world.
an order. There
We're
is,
going to create our new world. This is
yeah,
our world that we are co-creating.
yeah, it's true. Yeah. So we may hand on that because maybe we're gonna cut again. We'll be cut again. So it's always great, and it's that, and it's the same. I'm fascinated. Now it makes sense that I came in this era, and because I'm so passionate about this phenomenon of life, simply in the simple things. I'm seeing my little wild plant. They are called rattlesnake weeds, and I am feeding them with water and they become beautiful. They even make small flowers and I'm excited. And you see, it's
This is
simple.
great. Perfect. So let's continue co-creating together, all of us.
All of us. We have to share. We have to I'm going to do it more and more now. I understood that I myself in confinement here to do that, to be more open to the world, more often. It was moving, so I needed this time for myself. But now I'm ready. It's because it's really exciting. This morning I would never had this discussion with Juno. It was wow. It's going to be deep. Yesterday I had also an exchange with someone, a young woman, who asked me about death, about what about death? And this is a vast topic. I think we're going to do a discussion about that as well. And, very deep things.
Yeah.
But she was like, wow, I never thought about that like that. Oh, she was, lighter. She was like, she came, I felt a lot of anxiety in her message. And when I told her my way to be with death, what it was meaning to me and all that, she was like, oh, this is great. And I felt she was like happy in a way, relieved of something. So it's for that, it's very important that we share like that from our experiences and our way to see. And it's wonderful time, really, really. Yeah. Thank you, Ora.
Mina, mwah, love spending time with you. And everybody out there in this beautiful universe that we're coexisting in,
Yeah.
Let's
create something with our minds and our heart connected to our beauty.
Such beautiful, magical things together. And in our new world. This is our new world.
Yeah, it's true. Thank you, Ora. Okay, I'm gonna let you go and close this session. And I'm gonna post this on YouTube as well. It's gonna be both of them gonna be on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, lots of love. Bye.
So it's spinning, and so I'm gonna post this on my page, and I'm gonna post also on YouTube. Again, it was in English because with Ora it's easier. It's very hard for me to translate all this in French. I still don't understood on YouTube how to put the automatic caption. They asked me to type everything, and I cannot type hours, and I'm very bad at typing as well. So I'm sorry about that. But I see that there are also a lot of French people who understand better and better English, because is what I was explaining yesterday to someone. I don't speak Spanish and Portuguese, for example, Portuguese. So what I do, it's like I rely on I just listen to the music and I connect to I could say my higher self. And like by chance, I understand the meaning of what I cannot answer. I cannot answer in the language, but I understand exactly what the person is messaging me. So try to experiment that, to be on a state where it's like beyond you. It's not you physically stuck like that to the words, English words. I speak for the French now. But to take some distance, stay with the music. You're going to feel the intention and the feeling that are connected to the words. And by that, you're going to start to discover that you understand some words. A lot of my French followers tell me that they start to learn English because they listen to this video that I do in English with my strong French accent. So it's quite really nice. So thank you very much to all of you to be present and to listen to us and all our stories. And yeah, very soon I'm gonna do more now. Bye bye, good night, or have a good day. Bye.